Welcome to the God Vibe. This is a space where you remember what's already true inside of you. You remember the truth of the power and presence of love within. I'm Fi Mazanke, and what I do is help people return to clarity, peace, and power, not by pushing harder, but by coming back into alignment with God. If you've been overthinking, forcing outcomes, or feeling disconnected, you're in the right place. Let's get you back into the God vibe. Hi, welcome everyone. I am your host of the God Vibe. I'm Fi Mazanke, and I am so grateful that you're here today. I wanted to introduce you to what exactly the God Vibe is. I'm going to start by saying what the God Vibe is not. This is not about religion, any specific religious or spiritual practices. It's also not about a dogma or a series of beliefs. But consider the God Vibe as your own homecoming. It is you returning to the truth of who you really are. It is you remembering the fact that you are made of love, a precious child of your Creator, and you have access to the power and the presence within yourself to be able to create a life that you love living. This is something that I am deeply passionate about. It is reminding you of your space in the world as a loving human being. And I've been doing this in my coaching practice with executives over the past 26 and a half years. And it is such a privilege for me to bring these insights to a wider audience. I'm going to invite you, if this message resonates with you, to please share the link and please tell your friends, because I have seen incredible miracles that have happened over the years when people understand what I'm about to share with you today. So, thanks for being with me, and let's dive right in. First of all, what most of the world really works on here on Earth is that this is your birth, this is your timeline, your birth, this is the present moment that we're in right now, and this is death. And so most of the world operates from an operating system that talks about problems, conditions, and circumstances. Problems, conditions, and circumstances. Problems, conditions, and circumstances. So most of society has an understanding of we're born, we have problems, conditions, and circumstances, and then we die. What this is going to reveal to you, to open up within you, is the understanding that you actually have a power and a presence within you. You already know this. It's not anything new, but I'm here to remind you that we also have access to this right here. And right here, what we have access to is infinite intelligence. It is infinite. It is infinite. There is no beginning and no ending because it is infinite. It is an energy that you have access to. It is the very energy of love, or the energy of God. And the exciting thing, you guys, is that when you are focused on problems, conditions, and circumstances, you are going to get problems, conditions, and circumstances. And when you have the idea or you have the information that allows you to connect to a power and a presence that is already within you, you can know that infinite possibilities exist within. And so the connection does not happen from a focus being on problems, conditions, and circumstances. I am sick. I have no money. I have relationships that are failing. I'm in an unhappy marriage. I'm in an unhappy job. I'm not using all of my gifts and talents here while I'm here. So this very concept of just staying stuck is going to get you more problems, conditions, and circumstances until you make an actual shift in your mind, in your thinking, and in your words, and in your actions to a higher frequency of thoughts, words, feelings, and actions that are in harmony with a life that you would love. So let's talk about this. When you start to notice that you're in problems, conditions, and circumstances, your body is going to feel it. Your body is going to be tense. You're going to be tight. You're going to be restricted. You're going to feel like you're a punch in the gut. You're going to feel like your shoulders are hunched up and you can't breathe. You have restriction here in your chest. There's a lot of different variations of what happens when your mindset is in problems and conditions and circumstances. So what you do is you pause and you breathe. And how you breathe is very specific to connecting to the infinite side of your nature. So after you notice your body feeling this restriction within, you pause and you breathe. And then you think of things that you're grateful for and things that you're proud of. Gratitude and proud. Just think of it this way. Gratitude and what you're proud of. What you're grateful for and what you're proud of. Because when you think of things that you're grateful for and things that you're proud of, then you start to access a new way of thinking because it's a higher vibrational thinking. You're connecting and moving away from the veil that actually restricts and prevents you from getting results in your life. And you move into connection to God. And this connection to God feels peaceful. It feels open. It feels expansive. Your body is going to tell you when you feel this connection because you're going to feel aligned. You're going to feel harmonious with the truth within you. And so how we do that exactly is what I call, we activate our breath work by doing Abundance Activation Breathwork. And this is how it works. You inhale through your nose for 4, you hold your breath for 4, and then you exhale gently like you're blowing out a straw for 4, the entire time thinking of things that you're grateful for and things that you're proud of. The reason why we do that is because gratitude is in direct alignment with abundance. Not just financial abundance, but it's in direct alignment with financial abundance as well, but it's an abundance of health, abundance of love, abundance of joy, abundance of peace. All of these things, joy, peace, love, enlightenment, are all very high frequencies on a Hertz scale of measurement. And so enlightenment is the top one, and then we have joy and peace and love. Those are all very high frequencies. Right now, in our world, we have a lot of stuff going on. People are watching the news or looking at social media, and they're seeing all of the problems, conditions, and circumstances in the world. And so therefore, they are stuck in that level of thinking. So we actually have to be aware, self-aware of what our bodies are feeling so that you can access a higher level of thinking. And from that higher level of thinking, your nervous system will feel more calm, more peaceful, more open, and more relaxed. And we actually flip a switch. Your brain, when you hold your breath, which is why in Abundance Activation Breathwork, we inhale for 4, hold your breath for 4, and exhale gently like you're blowing out a straw for 4. The reason why we do that is because there's a switch that is activated in your brain that sends a signal to your nervous system that says to switch from the sympathetic nervous system, which is fight, flight, or freeze. Think of problems, conditions, and circumstances as connected to fight, flight, or freeze. And we move to the parasympathetic nervous system because when we hold our breath, we actually move to the parasympathetic nervous system, which is rest, digest, and create. And when we create, we connect to infinite possibilities. There are infinite things that we have access to when we understand how to regulate our nervous systems, and we understand when our nervous system is dysregulated or when our nervous system is locked into the sympathetic nervous system. So now you know how to access it. The steps are, when you notice that you're here and problems, conditions, and circumstances, you pause and you breathe and you think of things that you're grateful for and things that you're proud of. And you do it until you feel it inside your body. It may take a couple of minutes. That's okay. Keep sitting there, keep breathing, and keep thinking of everything that you're grateful for and everything that you're proud of. And it doesn't have to be anything specific. It can be, I'm grateful for the sun. I'm grateful that I woke up today. I'm grateful to have another day here on earth. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my friends. Whatever it may be, it doesn't have to be work related. It can be anything. Anything that you feel gratitude for, a warm bed at night or a cool air-conditioned house, whatever that may be, using gratitude in direct harmony with the infinite in this specific way is how we create alignment. And I have seen clients over the years create things like becoming millionaires. I've had clients that have cleared up tax burdens or tax debt up to $150,000 in 1 year after struggling with payments. This young man and his wife, they were able to connect here and access ideas and thoughts that were completely different from what they were focused on when they were focused on just all the problems, the $150,000 worth of debt. When they focused there, they didn't access any ideas. But when they focused on this $150,000 debt being completely paid off and how they were celebrating, when they focused on that, they got new ideas, access to new insights and new information that then they were able to implement so that they could clear up the debt. I've had people overcome health challenges. A lot of relationships, a lot of soulmates have come through my work with the clients that I have in order for them to access through infinite possibilities instead of staying stuck here. So what is the God vibe? The God vibe is the understanding that you are connected to a power and presence within you that allows you to access new ideas, new ways of living, but you cannot access those new ways of living when you're stuck here, okay? So let's move on and let me talk to you now about how I work with my clients to get results, because this is really, really fun. Like I said, I've seen miracles upon miracles of people creating so many amazing things in their lives because of the awareness of the tools that we use here. So here's what we're going to do now. I want to talk about the cause of your results. So this is the cause of results in your life. And this, again, this is a very empowered way of living. A lot of people think life is happening to them. And so that puts us into a victim mentality. And we're going to talk about how you can actively direct results by, instead of by default, we're actually going to direct the results that you would like in your life. Again, it starts with your thoughts. It's a thinking. And those thoughts lead to a feeling sensation in your body. The thoughts are either low frequency thoughts. That would be things that are connected to problems, conditions, and circumstances, or they're high frequency thoughts. That would be what you would love. What would I love at the end of my year, this year, for example, 2026, what would I love to experience? And then all the thoughts and feelings that are associated with that, we put in a vision and we create from the end, with the end in mind. So thoughts elicit a feeling or feelings, and then it results in actions or inactions. We can sometimes get freeze, fight, flight, or freeze. If we're not taking action, that amounts to that. And those actions will then equal results in our lives. And so we want to increase our thoughts, the frequency of our thoughts, and we can use frequency in the duration as we're speaking about it, but we also want to use it in the high level thinking. So the thoughts are going to elicit feelings are going to elicit actions, and the actions are going to equal your results. So we are talking now about exactly how we can direct our results. So let's just put it this way. Let's just say you're looking to feel greater energy, feel more alive. Maybe you've gone through some health challenges recently. Instead of talking about what it is that's going to get you over your health challenges, when you start with the end in mind, I have vibrant, dynamic health. I wake up every morning feeling grateful. I wake up feeling alive. I'm able to exercise every day, and I'm grateful for the movement that I have in my ability to exercise each and every morning. I am grateful to my body for the ability to move or lift weights or do cardio or whatever it is that is your end game. Just make that work for you. And so if that is what you're focused on, rather than being focused on the issue, the problem of your poor health, you want to imagine what it's like to be in vibrant, dynamic health. And so we're also using, in the imagined end game, we're using the power of your subconscious mind. Now, the cool thing about the subconscious mind is that it works in pictures. So think of the front door. You don't just say door, front door, D-O-O-R. You actually get a picture of what your front door looks like. Think of the kitchen sink. You know what your kitchen sink looks like. And so you don't think S-I-N-K sink. You think of what a picture of your kitchen sink looks like. So when you imagine a life that you actually love living and you write it out and you have vivid pictures of what you are doing as a healthy, vibrant being. Are you riding your bike? Are you running every single day? Are you going to the gym each and every morning? Whatever that is, imagine it first. Imagine it if it's real. The subconscious mind does not think in words, it thinks in pictures. And when you hold those pictures in your mind, it cannot discern whether those pictures are real or imagined. The subconscious mind assumes that the pictures that you're holding in your mind are real. And so therefore, things start to line up. Things start to work in your favor. Things out of the blue start to emerge. One of my clients has this vision for her insurance business, and she goes to these networking events, and she said, Fi, these people are coming to me asking me to write policies. And I said, that is because she's in that upper quadrant, in the infinite quadrant, not in the problems, conditions, and circumstances. And she's using the power of her subconscious mind to connect to a high frequency, accessing a level of thinking and feeling that is away from that horizontal axis, the problems, conditions, and circumstances. So these are the premises of the God vibe. There's so much more to it, but these are the basics. So remember, use your abundance activation breathwork whenever you feel out of sorts and connect yourself to everything that you would love. And you are starting to get the God vibe within yourself. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next show. Thanks for listening. If something in this episode landed for you, just notice that. You don't need to rush to fix anything. Awareness is where everything begins. And if you're ready to go deeper, not just hearing this, but actually living it, I offer a few ways to work together. You can find those in the show notes. Until next time, stay connected to your body, trust what you feel, and come back to the God vibe.